I was asked recently why I believe that we should use our natural abilities at work. In videos past, I talked about the importance of productivity, creativity, and intuition, but there are two ways that your natural abilities impact your work satisfaction. Your abilities determine one, the work functions that come naturally to you, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Your natural abilities also determine the ideal work environment for you. This is something most people overlook, the work environment. So let's first talk about your ideal work functions, or what we call your work types. These are not jobs, these are functions in a job. In every job you hold, every job out there, there are multiple functions that you perform during the day. It may be overseeing people, it may be coaching, it may be working with numbers, it may be managing projects, managing processes, managing people. There are different functions that make up a job. Your natural abilities determine the ideal functions for you. Now, when I say this, you will not have a job where you have 100% of your ideal functions at use. That is hard. But what I ask people to shoot for is try to get to about 70, even at the lower end, 60% to 75% of your ideal functions in use in any job you take. That way, one, you are naturally suited for the job, and two, you enjoy what you are doing. The second critical thing is your ideal work environment. Again, people underestimate the power of a work environment. And I'm not just talking about a toxic work environment. There are three work environments I'd like to quickly talk about. One, the toxic work environment, which nobody really wants, but a lot of people still tolerate. Two, a tolerable work environment. And three, the one that totally rocks, a work environment that totally rocks. Toxic work environments you should avoid. Listen, there is no amount of money that is worth a toxic environment, toxic work environment, a neurotic boss, whatever it is. Avoid toxic work environments like a plague. Most people are in what I call tolerable work environments. It's not ideal, it's not toxic, it's kind of in between. And the goal is for you to figure out, okay, based on how you are wired, what's the ideal work environment for you? Do you need a structured work environment? Do you need one that is semi-structured, or one that is totally unstructured? Or do you want a work environment where you have lots of interaction with people, or one that you have minimal interaction with people? There are different elements to an ideal work environment, but till you know what your natural abilities are, it'll be hard for you to figure out what your ideal work environment is. So I want you to figure out what your natural abilities are, and then start working to discover what your ideal work functions are and your ideal work environment. This is how you find fulfillment and satisfaction in the work that you do.